This was my third time driving my brand new Model 3, and I was going from LA to San Diego, and then suddenly the car just stopped. We were completely stalled in the middle of the highway. In case you don't know me, hi, I'm Dana, and I usually make funny medical reaction and skit videos. So today is a little bit different, but I felt like this was important to make because last weekend was mildly traumatizing. And I don't say that a lot. This is a very quick story time, so pull up a tea, pull up an iced coffee, or if you're having a really bad day, a Celsius, and let's talk about it. So, I have driven a Prius since college, and if you don't know, I'm a doctor, so that means I've driven it for a really long time. And I wanted to get a new car for a while, and I've always wanted to get a Tesla, and this has kind of been a gift to myself, so I was really excited to get it. I did the test drive, I loved it, and I really especially like the autopilot, which is really ironic in hindsight. This is foreshadowing. I actually got off the wait list way sooner than I expected. Like, they told me I'd have to wait till December, but probably until 2023. And I actually got off the wait list in 2 weeks, which was really early, suspiciously early. 2 weeks ago, I picked it up. I was happy as a clam. The day of the breakdown, both the car and my sanity, was last Friday afternoon. I was going to take a trip down to San Diego from LA. I unplugged from my garage and I double checked that the reroute to superchargers feature was on since I was going all the way down to San Diego and I had to come back. Then I headed to Irvine for a late lunch. I did turn on auto steer for the first time and it was actually really fun. It was changing lanes really overly often, every 10 seconds. Here's what the dashboard looked like as I was pulling into Irvine. And then I kept heading down to San Diego in the late afternoon, and I was in the Camp Pendleton area, right where you can see those military drill bases. And then the car in front of us slowed down a little bit, nothing too crazy, and then started to speed up again. But we did not speed up. In fact, we kept slowing down more. And then an error popped up, and it just said, autopilot disengaged or something like that. And then I said, that's so weird. And then I tried to press on the accelerator and nothing happened. And then I tried to press on the brake real fast and then it went like, it was very choppy. And then suddenly the car was completely stopped. And I tried to press the accelerator again and nothing happened. And we were completely stalled in the middle of the highway on Camp Pendleton. And this all happened in a few seconds. We had no notification like pull over, your car is stopping, or there's an error like pull over, like absolutely nothing like that. I tried shifting gears, nothing happened. Obviously, I tried accelerating, braking again, nothing happened. Luckily, the emergency flashers were still working, so I hit that real fast. Usually, if your car is stalled on a highway, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to pull it to the side if you can do so safely. You also want to get out of the vehicle if you can do that safely. So get out of the vehicle and get to the side of the road, away from your vehicle. You want to go up towards traffic, away from the vehicle, so that if someone hits the back of your car, it doesn't go and slam into you. However, we were in a very unsafe spot. We could not physically push our vehicle either direction. We were stalled in the far left lane, but there were cars quickly passing us on the shoulder, as well as to the right of us, of course. And there was not enough room for us to stand on the shoulder because there was a fence, so we were stuck inside of our car. The other thing that was really bad is our car happened to stall right behind a blind corner. So we were somewhat just waiting the whole time for someone to whip around and slam into the back of us at 80 miles an hour. If not faster. So the other thing we tried really fast is a hard reset where you hold the two center buttons of the steering wheel. That didn't do anything. Luckily, the person that was with me, Miro, called 911 and they told him that they were going to send a police car to snake the traffic and then stop the traffic so that we had time to move the vehicle onto the shoulder. Also, they would contact AAA with an extremely urgent request for a tow truck. with my AAA number. Also, this is what the touchscreen looked like. The touchscreen completely worked and the battery was fine. It looked to be about 40%, and the estimated mileage left was 140 miles. When he was calling 911, I pulled up the Tesla app and there's a service for roadside assistance for a vehicle that stopped on the road. So I selected that one, and 15 minutes later, they texted me, maybe you should call 911. And I told them, why yes, I did. A tow truck is coming. And then she said, great. I'm going to close the service request now. Drop it off in our San Diego service center. They're open on Monday. Request closed. And I'm like, wait, I live in Santa Monica. Can I bring it there? Automated message. This request is closed. You'll have to open another request. What? So at this point, the police car had come, so we pushed the car off the road. I wish I pushed it off a cliff, but unfortunately just off the road. And then we got in the back of the police car and waited for the tow truck to arrive. The Tesla app texted me back and I asked, hey, can I have them tow it to Santa Monica instead since I live there? Why, yes, you can. They're closed, but you can just leave it in the lot. Do I have to come with the driver? No, you don't need to come with him. He can drop the key in the drop box and put the car inside the gate. The tow truck comes, very nice guy, and we pull off to the next exit just to confirm a couple of things with Tesla. I had to call them on the phone to confirm these things, so I was on hold for over 30 minutes before I spoke with anyone. And I find out that I'm the one responsible to pay the $1,000 tow fee because I'm the one who called the tow truck. Because I called 911. We're in the middle of nowhere. What else am I gonna do? I send him on his merry way to go drop it off in LA. Around 7 p.m., I get a call from the tow truck driver. He informs me that the gate is in fact not open, and there is in fact not even a drop box for the key. Just to paint the picture, this is Santa Monica, but just next door there's a Salvation Army. I'm about to tell him, you know what, just drop it at the Salvation Army. But then I remembered that this exact car almost made me go see Lizzie, the great queen. So then I remembered it wouldn't be good to go donate it. So I'm like, you know what, just put it in the best hiding spot you can find, and hopefully I'll just work it out with them on Monday. 20 minutes later, he sends me a picture of a white envelope under a trash can, and he says, your key is in this envelope that I put under this trash can for them to find on Monday. And I'm parking the car right outside of the gate. Over the weekend, I can see certain things on the app, like the indoor temperature, if anyone's opening the doors, whether it's locked, things like that. So I just kept randomly checking. One thing I noticed is the battery percentage went down fairly rapidly. Like every few hours it went down just a tiny bit more. I also noticed there was a random software update, but I didn't mess with it because there was no need to do that. And on Sunday or Monday, I saw that Sentry mode turned off because of low battery. Okay, now that was the weekend. On Monday, I saw that they acknowledged my car had been received by the service center, which was a relief. Because I thought there was a good chance like someone stole it and it was in Tijuana by now. And so I went in person at around 5 p.m. While I was there, I went to go lay eyes on the car and it looked fine. I looked inside and I noticed the range estimate was now at 29 miles. And this is opposed to when it died on the highway. The range estimate was 140 miles. Between Friday afternoon when it stopped on the highway and Monday night when they took a look at it, the rest of the battery had drained pretty low. And I could see it actively happening on my app. It would go down bit by bit. And the Tesla service center said they fixed the car problem by doing the routine software update and charging the battery. To reiterate, it apparently stalled on the highway after a full charge after I drove it 90 miles. And when the range said there was still 140 miles left on it. I tried to explain to them that it's out of charge when you're looking at it because you took 4 to 5 days to look at it after the malfunction happened. I've talked to several people at Tesla and shown them the photo and the videos I happened to take right after the crash when my car is clearly on the freeway, clearly showing that my battery percentage is about half full with about 140 miles of estimated range left, and they continue to brush me off. And so this is a direct quote in case you're wondering how they explain that away.
So always have your vehicle on percentage and not mileage, because your mileage does change with every ride, depending on the distance you drive, depending on the weather, depending on stop and go.
So you're saying I needed to go charge it even though there was 140 miles left?
Yeah.
And even though I had just charged it overnight and I was going from my place to San Diego and I broke down in Pendleton?
So your mileage doesn't depict what your battery life is what I'm saying. So even if you think you have like 200 something miles in range, your battery percent life could be something different.
That's not normal. There's a couple reasons that I don't think it simply ran out of battery, and here is why. So, 1, from what I've looked up, when you're about to run out of battery, you get a warning, like it slows down and then you get a warning like, hey, you're about to run out of battery soon, pull off, yada yada. 2, I had the mode on to reroute me to charging stations, to superchargers, if I was about to run out of charge, and that did not happen. 3, I still had a very long range estimate, 140 miles. The people at Tesla are telling me not to use range estimate, and it is my fault for even using it in the first place, despite the fact that that was just the default way that they gave me. They're telling me it's my fault because I should use battery percentage instead of range estimate. But from what I've looked up, like, it's not that inaccurate. A healthy car is not going to stop in the middle of the freeway when the range estimate is still, oh, you can go 140 miles more and then stop in the middle of the freeway. That's not gonna happen. So where's my car right now? It is sitting in the service lot. I have told the sales center I want to return it, and they say no. If they want to bring it to me, I will just hold on to it and not use it for now. I'm not going to sell it in its current state to someone else. Why did I make this video? 1, I just want an explanation because you're an idiot and you didn't charge your car isn't a good enough one for me. And, oh, your car is safe now that it's charged isn't good enough for me. I don't feel safe to drive it. I know if this is happening to me, it must be happening to other people. And I just want answers, and I know I'm not getting it from the Tesla sales rep. And I know if the other people are being treated anything like I have just been treated over the past couple days, they're not feeling too good either. I've heard several times that whenever a Tesla breaks down, it's because it just ran out of charge. And on paper, that is exactly what happened to me. Best case scenario, the range estimator is wildly inaccurate and my car battery holds 1/3 as much as the average Tesla. But the other scenario is there's a really dangerous malfunction happening in cars like mine, and I really just want answers. So that's it.